Welcome to the Daily Lens with the Boardroom Coach. And guess what? AI is back in the headlines. Let's get into today's episode. So, AWS suffered an overheating outage in Northern Virginia. And this opens up an interesting question about cloud concentration, physical infrastructure risk, and whether independent AI data centers can play a role as local resilience infrastructure. But what exactly does this mean for independent AI data centers? And is there a serious role for them as local infrastructure? What caused the outage was something physical. A data center got too hot and the cooling and power became the issue. This resulted in disruption to cloud services, and companies that depend on those services had to explain the consequence to their own customers. Now, you could be forgiven for stopping at this as a cloud resilience story. We can talk about multi-cloud, failover, supplier concentration, and whether organizations have become too dependent on a small number of hyperscale providers. That would be really easy, but it would also be short-sighted. The more interesting implication is what this means for AI infrastructure. Let's think about that. AI adoption is moving at such a pace, infrastructure is struggling to keep up. And this is changing the nature of dependencies. It's not just another software layer, you see. AI currently sits inside decisions, workflows, customer interactions, risk controls, diagnostics, logistics, and financial process. As AI becomes operational, infrastructure choices become leadership choices. And with those areas that AI has been adopted into, we pretty much have covered every industry sector. And this is where independent AI data centers might just have a place. Not everywhere, and not for everything. But the case is strongest around inference, regulated workloads, sensitive data, latency, and local control. Training very large models needs huge scale. Running models in live business environments often needs something different. It needs proximity, accountability, and confidence about where the data, model, and operational control actually sit. The extra layer here is that local does not automatically mean resilient. A local facility still needs power. It still needs cooling, connectivity, security, and proper governance. Otherwise, well, that's just a smaller version of the same dependency problem that caused the outage at AWS. So the leadership question is not whether cloud is good or whether cloud is local. That would be too simplistic. The better question is which workloads matter enough to deserve a more deliberate infrastructure decision. If an AI system supports fraud detection, customer access, clinical workflows, logistics routing, trading decisions, or compliance delivery, then the board should be able to describe what happens when that infrastructure fails. If they cannot, then they haven't made an infrastructure decision. They've inherited one. So here's my question to you today. Where has your organization adopted AI quickly, but failed to decide whether the underlying infrastructure is suitable for the risk inherent of that adoption? You've been listening to The Boardroom Coach. If you like the content, subscribe and share. I'll see you next time with more insights from the boardroom.